Grand Rising Loves. This is the altar spread for the collective today. It sounds really quiet, I know. I forgot my iPod at the studio when I was teaching my meditation class last night, and it feels almost naked without the music, right? Which is really kind of interesting because I want to share this story. I have a friend who actually does music scores for motion pictures, and they had just gave the picture a lot of accolades, and he was not even mentioned for the soundtrack. And we started talking about the music in the movies, how important it is. And even though it's just this background, it's all important. And so going through life, we do have this music that happens inside of our skin. Every frequency creates almost like a hum through the physical body. And it is like a music. And that's why I think we seek it so much when we're watching things like videos and movies, that we're seeking that soundtrack because it happens within us and on such a subtle level that we really can't articulate it, but it really does happen. And so, like right now, the sounds of my environment, you can hear the beautiful wind chimes outside my bedroom, but outside hanging on the house. And so it's just ever so slight. You may be able to hear it. You'll probably hear my daughter's puppy shortly because he's been like out of control this morning barking. But these are the sounds of my space. It's really peaceful. But within me, inside of me, because this is my sacred space, my altar, there's so much sound happening through the frequency inside of me that I'm very aware of. Anyhow, I find that important, and that's why music is also so healing, because we are a frequency. In our truest nature, we are pure love vibration. We are a frequency, and frequency is actually what's going to heal the entire earth plane and bring us back into unity consciousness. And we can do that by raising our own frequency, by being a contagious frequency of that love, but also music. And that's why I loved it when Archimedes channeled through Nori and told me that they, the Palladians, were witnessing me and told me to dance more, because it's when I fully embody my spirit. And I love that he said that, because it is a sacred practice for me. When I dance in between my clients and at the end of my day, I actually allow my soul to come out of my body. So my dance partner then becomes myself, but the facets of me. And so it is a sacred practice. It's how I recalibrate. And so music is very important. And like I said, I brought my iPod to the studio for my class last night. And anyhow, so this is the spread. And you're probably looking, going, whoa, I see a couple new things, right? But then seriously, people, like when I pulled it, I was like, seriously, bitch? But anyway, we'll get there. The tree vessel showed up in the reverse. And the last time we saw this, it was actually upright. And if you remember, this talks about being receptive, right? How the tree's roots grow just as deep and wide as the boughs grow high and wide. And it's in perfect balance, as above, so below. But the tree, its true power is in its stillness, in its ability to receive, and that it is an ancient being, every tree. And there's this intricate web of communication beneath the surface of the earth, where they are communicating with each other. And there's this ancient wisdom that they tap into that's phenomenal. And it really is amazing. Well, the tree teaches us that wisdom and that stillness, to be receptive and to allow those things to happen. While showing up in the reverse, it's saying that you have become too small-minded. So your ability to receive is blocked. So think about this. Have you been in ego too much? Have you been in your head too much? Because there really is no place for the ego. For the intellect, yes. So the intellect is the mind of the visionary. You set it and you let it. You don't stay in that space. It's a space for visionaries to create. Now, for healers like myself, it's more of a colander. Divine comes through it. Like even in this moment, I am not thinking before I'm speaking. Everything comes through me. I never plan what I'm going to say. I do the spread and then I sit here. And for those of you who know Janaea, my local people, ask her. Ask my girl and she'll tell you, because she got to witness me do this. For those of you who know my girl, Stephanie Ramirez, ask her, because she actually got to witness me do this. So this is coming through me. This is spirit being filtered through that intellect to make it sound like Sherry. But I am not thinking before I speak. If I think before I speak, that is ego. And that is what this showing up in the reverse is telling you. You are really stuck in your head and it's blocking your ability to receive higher wisdom. And so is this like very rigid thoughts stuck in the box? And so I love this spread for Thanksgiving, by the way, because there is nothing more triggering than being placed with family that you're only gathering with in holidays, right? A lot of people revert to their old roles. Okay, I'm at my mother's house. I may be a grown-ass man, but I am now a child again. I may be a grown-ass man, but here I am with my sister and brothers, and I am now a child again. And everybody reverts to the roles that they were in. So no matter how much control you have gained in your life to align, there he is, I told you. No matter how much control you have gained over your life to align and be a more conscious being, family really has a way of tweaking that. And it's actually a gift. It is a gift because you get to use that new consciousness that you gained away from them and apply it in one of the toughest learning situations. Can you still remain conscious in the environment that probably traumatized you in the first place? That's the real test to bring those lessons into fruition. So the curse is also that. The curse showed up in reverse. So the curse usually talks about what is the programming that poisons your intellect, your ego. What are the judgments that you hold? And I shared a post just a couple days ago talking about how I asked my brother when I was only a teenager to give it to me straight as a guy. How do I look? I didn't even say, do you think I'm pretty? I just said, how do I look? As a guy, not as my brother. And he said, you're cute. And you may one day be pretty, but you'll never be beautiful. And so I saved that. That became really a curse because I started to realize that I had this image of what worthy looked like. She was beautiful. She looked kind of like a hooker, but she was beautiful, right? And so no matter how amazing I am and phenomenal I am, it was always the physical that I thought would make a man leave. And so I was already planning for it. So interestingly enough, what what really helped me have that realization, I mean, I realize that all the time, and I could bring myself back from that, like, no, right? And I am too much of a complete package for that to happen. But that deep undercurrent of those thoughts were actually drawing in men that have that complex. There's always something better out there. These are the men that are never satisfied. So it doesn't matter what I would look like, sound like, feel like, behave like. They are always searching for the next. Always, always. So it's not about me, it's about them. But that energy that I've created from that curse, it was drawing that in. So that's in upright. And I think a lot of you probably have that going on too. And that may come up in the family unit for today if you're gathering. Now, in the reverse, though, it is saying, be careful how you move. So this is possibly, did you take the behavior and now you are causing that curse? Okay. How are you treating others? Like the guys who are looking always for the next best. This is what it's talking about, the behavior. So for those men that are always, and women, because women do it too, always looking for the next, what's the next best? What's the next best? There's got to be something better than this, right? And that actually causes damage. Not only are you holding the people captive that you're with because you have no intention of staying, but you are creating trauma. And then you go. So what it's saying in the reverse is, be careful how you move, because every motion creates a karma. So remember, karma is not good or bad. It's just equal energy. So if your intent is not pure, if you're not coming from pure intent, then it is creating impure karma for you. And it's saying whatever you do to someone else, remember, you are also doing it to you and those closest to you that you love. And I have always, always said, please, so whenever I am treated poorly, I always give myself compassion first to let myself move through the processing of that, okay? But then I also right away say, please, when they receive their karma, do not let their children be the recipients. And I always do that because I believe, I know my rank in spirit, and I know that karma comes very swiftly to those who do not treat me well. And it has nothing to do with me. I just have seen it historically. So I know I have to, one, be very selective with who I choose to share space with, and also know that if I'm treated poorly by them, I will probably be hearing about it because it's usually fairly swift. And so I'm always asking for their children to be spared, or child, in the most recent case, for his daughter to be spared in that. And I do care about that because even though I feel like spirit knows that would probably be the most effective punishment for improper intent or ill intent, I really don't want that to fall on them. I would rather it be far more personal if they're going to get it at all. And honestly, I just wish that they would fix their shit and not have to do that at all. But that's what the curse is talking about in reverse. How are you moving through the human experience? And intent is everything. I teach this all the time. Intent is everything, really, because intent says what your integrity is and where you operate from. Are you operating from ego or heart? If you're operating from ego, it's programming and it's not even you. You're a fraud. If you're operating from your heart, then you are operating from spirit, and that is divinely guided. There is a difference. And so we've seen the sacred sounds, the Chrysocolla, oh my God, so many times, and it's up again. So here's the deal. I made an offer last spread. where I said, contact me and I will help you. If you need to come clean about something that you're not saying, please contact me and I will help you with that thing. This is not going to be a whole session, which is usually like 90 minutes. I'm not going to do that because I have to keep my well full. But I would be more than honored to be entrusted to help you move through this one thing. Because I think that people are finding it difficult. That's why this card keeps showing up. This is about speaking your heart. So what is that thing that you're holding that you're not saying? It needs to be done. That is the only thing that is going to change the stagnation of your path. It is the only thing that is going to unstick you. Because it's going to be that thing that oils the gears, that gets things moving. You have to speak from your heart, not your ego. And so if you've been holding your tongue, that is deep self-betrayal. Very deep self-betrayal. And you're holding everyone captive. And that is also not okay. So I am extending this offer again. I have time tomorrow because I am not having a session. I moved my Friday session to yesterday, so I do have a clear day. And I am willing to do this for tomorrow. So to reach me, you can go to divinityin.me on Instagram. You can go to Sherry Magdaleno on Facebook. You can go to my website, which is https:// whatever the fuck it is for the website. Divinityin.me is my website. And I will actually put that in the description too, if you need that link for my website. I would rather you email me through the website. So please, and those of you who are my clients, just text me. You have my number, and call me, and I will help move you through this. So this is Chrysocolla, and you've all seen like every piece I have. Monica was so nice. She offered to let me tumble a couple pieces, and it will look different tumbled. So I think I'm gonna bring a couple of these and put them through her tumbler so that if this card keeps showing up, at least, look, it's a new stone. Okay, so Abuela medicine showed up, the remedy of the grandmothers. I love that this showed up on a day that families gather, right? So Abuela medicine is actually not talking about your grandmother, but it's talking about the medicine of the ancestors, the grandmothers, which is usually plant medicine, tinctures, earth medicine. And really, that's what food is. And as a functional medicine practitioner of the past, that was using food as medicine. So there's not an ailment that exists that there's not a food to help correct. Even though all ailments are actually based in the spirit, for the physical body, your body needs certain things, minerals and vitamins, to help tweak certain ailments and to heal certain things. But there is so much healing that takes place with food. And it goes like soul deep, because that's what comfort eating comes from, right? That's why some people go to that and then stay in that, and that becomes their drug. But when you gather like this on rare occasions, it can transport you. It can be a time machine, right? And so this card talks about now is the time for healing. And so just like I talked about in Tree Vessel, like there is no deeper healing than being submerged in the environment that you were traumatized in. Because then you get to witness it from this new conscious version of you. Because you're not the old you. And if you feel yourself starting to revert to the old you, it's going to feel gross. And you're going to be really aware of it, like hyper aware of it. Or how they talk to you, like how your siblings will talk to you, how your parents will talk to you, it'll just feel like, right? And so that will bring you into the space of being really triggered. Sit in that. Do not react. Do not react. Be grateful when it shows up. Thank you for being triggered. Thank you. Where is this stored in my body? Feel it, because it's going to feel kind of sick, and then you will feel where you have it stored in your body. That's where the cell memory lives. And that is where you are perpetuating this pattern outside of yourself in life, because it's still there. Triggers only happen for trauma that is still in the body. So be grateful whenever it shows up, whenever, wherever it shows up. And then respond from consciousness, and it actually heals the cell memory and rewrites the matter that is you, and rewrites your reality, restructures your path. It's powerful shit. And that is the spread. So please, again, I extend the invitation of Chrysocolla to help you get out of your head and in your heart and express that. Whatever you've been holding your tongue around. And Scooby says, do it. He barks like a hound dog. He's so cute. He's supposed to be a pug chihuahua mix, but he is totally like a beagle. And he looks like a mini basset hound. He's so cute. Anyhow, thank you. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me.